Yo, it's the finest thing walking, and I'm coming back at you with another one, man. My man Solar Hadouken commented on my video last night and said, make one on infidelity. So this is gonna be real interesting. If there's any females watching, they might get a little mad, but it is what it is. You feel me? Let's get straight into this, man. So infidelity. I'm guessing he's talking about cheating, right? And cheating can have different definitions depending on where you are in the world, because cheating here in America might be different than cheating somewhere else in the world. They might not consider some things cheating, which you would consider cheating here. So let's get into the history of it. Historically, polygamy was a very natural thing, actually. And there's two parts of polygamy. There's polygyny, which there's one man and two or more women, like he has two or more wives. And then there's polyandrous, which is a woman having one or more men, like two or more husbands. So let's look into that. Polygamy was a very natural thing, specifically polygyny, not so much polyandrous. See, that it didn't go down like that. It was more of a polygamy thing, polygyny, where you would have one man and multiple wives. That's been a very normal thing. That was a very normal thing since the beginning of time. If you want to go into the Bible has that all throughout the Bible. A lot of holy men of the Lord had more than one wife, and there was nothing wrong with that. There's so many sins in the Bible. There's 613 laws you have to follow in the Bible, right? And if you break any of those laws, that's considered trespassing or sin, right? None of those laws included a man having more than one woman. It was never considered sin for a man having more than one wife. So now that we got that out the way, and if you think I'm wrong, then show me then where a man was considered sinful because he had more than one wife in the Bible. Show me that. And God said he does not change. He said he's the same today as he was yesterday, and he'll be the same tomorrow. You feel me? God don't change. He's perfect. And if you get into it, a lot of the holy men and Hebrews, period, Hebrew Israelites, they had multiple wives. Going back into Moses had multiple wives. Abraham had more than one wife. Jacob had more than one wife. King David had multiple wives. He had many wives. King Solomon had many, many, many wives. They said he had like over 700 wives. So getting into that is part of the history. And a lot of people don't know this, but you can search it up. I don't know what y'all beliefs are, but just search up who are the true Jews or something like that. The so-called African American descends from the ancient Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. Now, if you want to prove me wrong, go ahead and try to prove me wrong. Go find all the information you can try to find. But a lot of people don't know this. My father lives in Ghana, West Africa. He lives in Ghana, which polygamy is real natural there too. You can find a lot of that there, especially if you go into the villages or jungle. You'll find a lot of men with multiple wives. So going back to my father living in Ghana, a lot of them know what tribes they came from and stuff like that. African tribes, not talking about the Israelite tribes. And my father knows that we came from the Ashanti tribe. And the Ashanti were named after, T means people. Ashan was a city in Israel, and Ashan means like smoke. So basically it was like city of smoke or something like that. So the Ashanti people were named after a city from Israel. And a lot of them were known to have kept their customs from Israel. A lot of European settlers or European conquerors and Europeans that traveled and went to other countries and they went about, they even made records of these people. They said when they came across these Ashanti people that their customs and their ways were a lot like those of Israel, like down to the T. Like they follow a lot of the ancient Israelite customs. And it was even noted that a lot of them were found with like the breastplate. There's a 12 jewel breastplate that was real popular amongst the Israelites. You might have seen pictures of people wearing it. It's like a rectangle, and it has a colored square for every tribe of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. So there's like 3 squares per row, and there's like 4 rows. And I guess they were jewels, so it was like a different jewel for each tribe. So even there's accounts of Europeans coming across some people of the Ashanti tribe even wearing those breastplates, the 12 tribe of Israelite breastplate. So there ain't no argument there. And if you want to go into that, you can go into Song of Solomon 1 and 5, KJV. We always use King James Version. Go into that in the Bible. And King David's son, King David was one of the most popular people in the Bible, period. He was one of the most popular kings ever in history. His son, King Solomon, you can say the same for him. He was one of the most popular, one of the most powerful kings ever in history. So King Solomon spoke in Song of Solomon 1 and 5. He says, I am black but comely. Meaning saying, I am black but beautiful. Comely means beautiful. So he was saying that you can go to Lamentations 5 and 10, and the Hebrew Israelites were saying their skin was black like an oven from terrible famine, because when dark-skinned people go through famine, their skin gets darker. When lighter-skinned people get sick or they're going through famine, they look pale. So that's how you can really tell when like a light-skinned person is sick. They look pale as hell. Darker people get darker. So yeah, with that being said, basically they were saying their skin was black like an oven. And the way they portrayed how the Hebrew Israelites looked, how could they be black like an oven if they were not so-called people that would, if they were not people that look like the so-called black person, basically is what I'm saying. And you can go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68, which explains that the chosen people of God, the Hebrew Israelites, will be sent into slavery by ships. They will be sent into slavery by ships. Name me what group of people. And on top of that, already narrowed it down. We know that the Hebrew Israelites had darker skin. What dark-skinned people went into slavery by ships? There's only one people that really fit that category. So going back into that, it's already ingrained in our nature, if you think about it. If you could be anybody, but speaking for the so-called black man in specific, it's already ingrained in your history. You can go throughout the Bible and you see multiple men with wives, and a lot of Christians or whoever regard the Bible as the highest of the highest. You know, so how are you going to say, I don't believe in this, and you're cheating, you're a bad guy, you're an evil guy because you have more than one woman, but you believe in the Bible at the same time? It just doesn't make any sense. And even if you go into the other parts of the Bible, getting off of who the Israelites are, because that's only dealing with a certain people. Getting off that, if you go to Exodus 22 and 16, you can see that when a man goes in a woman, when he lays with her, when he has sex with her, they become husband and wife. She becomes his wife. Deuteronomy 22 and 28 even goes into the same thing, basically explaining that if you lay with a woman, and it said if a woman has not been laid with, she's a virgin, this and that, and you go lay with her, then she becomes your wife. That woman is now your wife. And that's what God sees when people are out here having sex with each other. That's why this world is nasty and corrupt right now, because everybody's had sex with everybody. So the way God is seeing it is everybody is husband and wife with everybody. And that came from this whole girlfriend and boyfriend thing. Let me rewind it a little bit back. And my whole point of getting into the Bible and all this and that is because it's highly regarded among the world. So I was showing you in the Bible, men had multiple wives, so that throws that whole cheating thing out the window when it comes to the Bible. But what changed that? And I want to talk about the Roman Empire and the Roman Catholic Church, because that is what changed that. They are the ones that came with the rules saying every man may only have one woman. You can only have one woman. It's against the laws or the rules to have more than one woman. They started that and started spreading that amongst the world, because the Roman Catholic Church started dominating the whole entire world. So of course they spread their ideas amongst other people. When the slaves were brought from West Africa, they had multiple wives. When they were found, a lot of them were dealing with polygamy. A lot of men had multiple wives. We came over here and we got changed. We got enslaved. And even then, when we were slaves, they were using us as breeders, and they would have one big strong man just taking down all these women and impregnating them so they can have more big strong slaves to do the work for him, you know. So getting back into that, the Roman Catholic churches will change all that. So now we got this thing called boyfriend and girlfriend. You know, we got this little thing because that's sort of our way to say that's basically our way around the old way idea. So now they give us girlfriend and boyfriend because that makes us look clean or makes us look good, when in reality that's causing more horror stuff than anything else, because you can be in like, you can have like 4 different girlfriends or 4 different boyfriends in like 2-3 years. You know, I see it all. You see it all the time. You see them girls that have like 3 different boyfriends a year. Like, come on now, and they're still not a whore because they were always in a relationship. You know, so you could have had multiple partners your whole life that you're no longer dealing with, but it was all okay just because you were girlfriend and boyfriend. That's not okay. That's what's messing up the world now. Like, that's why there's so many STDs and all this stuff floating around. Just think about it. Just think about it. So you're talking about infidelity or cheating. According to the Bible, a man having multiple wives was not infidelity or cheating. But a woman being with more than one man, that was considered adultery. That was wrong, and that was a sin punishable by death. They would put the woman and the man to death. If a man slept with another man's wife, that was considered adultery too, and he would be put to death. But there was never an issue with a man having his own wives and sleeping with them. So if you want to get back into it, that's why the STD rate is so high, is because everybody's sleeping with everybody. Everybody's jumping from here to there, from here to there. And even if you're in a relationship, it's so easy to catch an STD because you could be bringing an STD from your previous relationship and not even know you have it. Or your partner could be sleeping around on you, which goes into my whole point why this monogamy thing doesn't work anyways, because it's still not going on to this day. All of us know people that are in relationships that look so good, that look so perfect, but we know one of those people personally, and we know some of the things they done, or we've heard about some of the things they done. Like, oh yeah, she think her man is so good, but the whole time I know he was with this girl and this girl and this girl, and she knows nothing about it. So she thinks she's in a monogamous relationship the whole time. That is not monogamy, because he's going around still doing his thing. And how common is cheating? How common is it for a man to go mess around with another girl? That is one of the most common things in the world. But these women like to keep this delusional idea and fantasy that monogamy is actually happening, and this is not happening, because men are still out doing their thing. You just think you're in a monogamous relationship. You don't know all the dirt he's done. So it'll probably be easier to just get with the program. Like, polygamy empowers a traditional family foundation. It blocks divorce, because back in those days, you were accountable for these women. It holds men accountable. It makes men have to be responsible. If I have 2 or 3 women, I have to take care of all these women. I can't just leave one hanging out there on her own. No. Once you took on a new wife, you're expected by your family and her family to fully take care of this woman. Make sure she has everything she needs. So that's why you would think twice before messing around with all these women, because you would be accountable for all these women and you wouldn't be able to handle that financially or maybe emotionally. You know, that's too much. So if you could handle it, then hey, hats off to you, go do your thing. But a lot of people couldn't handle more than a few, you know, so they had to stay within their limits. They couldn't just be out here bouncing around, hitting everything. And another thing is, those 2 or 3 women might be the only women they ever slept with their whole entire life. Unlike today, okay, yeah, you have one woman, you're a good man, whatever, but you've already slept with like 10, 15 women. Like, it wasn't like that. Everybody that you lay down with, you become one flesh. You become one. Like, literally, you guys are one. Even when you separate, her spirit is still on you. Your spirit is still on her. You are now like one in a way. And I just feel like now that we're under this society and we're not in control of our own society, because if you go into many other places, you go into India, there's men that have multiple wives, and that's seen as a normal thing. You go into the Middle East, there's men that have multiple wives, it's seen as a normal thing. You go into Africa, there's many men that have multiple wives, and it's a normal thing. It's not seen as bad, it's not looked down upon, it's not looked at as evil. None of that. It's a normal thing, and it's been that way. You come to these you come to these societies dominated by Roman influenced governments and Roman influenced societies. Then now look, now you see what we get, and it's not working because you get a whole bunch of women trying to domesticate men like animals. Like a man has to be a man, and you got all these women trying to domesticate them and make them monogamous when a man is not naturally monogamous. A woman is naturally monogamous, and you got all these people trying to be superficial, and you got social media going on. So it wouldn't work like how it would back in the day, because with all this social media going on, say you got 2-3 wives or whatever the case is, everybody wants to post their boyfriend all on Facebook, Snapchat. Oh, look how happy we are. Look how happy we are. This and that. Doing that, and you had other women, they're going to be jealous. They're going to be trying to outdo the other women and post more pictures. Oh, we're happier over here and this and that. You know, they're going to argue. There's going to be all these people getting in your business. Like, hold on, I just seen him post pictures with this girl. So then now there's going to be arguments and fights, and it's just bullcrap. That's why you see a lot of men that actually are messing with multiple women. Not the men that have a girlfriend and that's his only girl, but he goes out and occasionally messes with hoes. Like he does one night stands and stuff like that, and then he's still with his girl every day, every night, stuff like that. But he just messes around occasionally. I'm not talking about that type of dude. I'm talking about a dude that actually has like 2 women, like 2 or more women that he's dealing with. Like, you know how when a woman is actually your woman, she's gonna nag. She's gonna bother you. Oh, I want time with you, this and that, this and that. A man actually has more than one woman doing that, calling him, "Where are you? I want to be with you." Because if you're just messing around with a whore, she don't care about your time. She just wants that you scratching her back, she's scratching your back. Y'all just get up when y'all get up, and she's not gonna bother you or act like you're obligated to spend time with her. You know. But a man that's dealing with multiple women, you would not see him posting on social media like that. Trust me. You won't see him posting him and any of his women on social media. He won't do that because social media is going to get everybody else involved. So that's why it's even harder to get this to work in the nowadays, because everything's online. Everybody knows everything. Everything's recorded. Everybody takes a picture of everything. And everybody cares what other people think. That's why a woman could be hearing what I'm saying right now and totally understand, like, you know what, he is right. But she still won't get down with it because she cares what everybody else thinks. People are going to be calling her dumb. Oh, you're going to be with him and you know he's with somebody else. You're dumb, you're stupid. You know, they don't want to hear that. So you're still not going to get with the program when even in most countries, women outnumber men. If it's not like China or India where women were heavily discriminated against and they would have a female baby and kill the baby immediately because they want a male, because males primarily stay with the family. Women get married off and they go with that man and his family. But men primarily stay with the family. That's why you take your man's last name. So that's why they wanted men over women, so they could keep their family strong and big. And once they get older, they would still have the males around to take care of them. So basically, if it's not China or India, for the most part, mostly every country has like more women than men. So if we take this big group of leftover women and just set them to the side, because y'all say every one man is supposed to be with one woman. What about this big group of women that gets left off on the side? What about them? So just forget them, huh? Just scoop them away, scoop them under the rug. We don't know they exist. Is that basically what you're saying? And every time you ask a woman that, she doesn't know what to say, because it's like, you could be one of those women. You want every one man to be with a woman. Okay, they go do that, and then you're one of the leftover women, right? Oh, now you'll be trying to home wreck and hop in and trying to steal somebody else's man, won't you now? Yeah, I guarantee you will, because you're biologically wired to want a man, to desire a man, to want to be with a man, or just to have love, period. So, and then you look at it, monogamous marriages have a 50% chance of felon. There's like a 50% divorce rate. So like, for every 2 couples, 1 is going to get divorced. Like, so something isn't working correctly. Like, something is just not working correctly at all, because women are naturally monogamous. They only desire one man. A woman can only really be in love with one man at a time. A woman can't be in love with multiple females. The man is truly polygamous. A man can love multiple women. A man can really be in love with multiple women. We see it all the time. You know, men who have been in love with multiple women, they were cheating, right? Oh, he's been with this woman, but whole time he's been with this woman behind her back, and we never knew. Yeah, he really was in love with both of them, and he'll really be hurt losing one of them. The man is naturally polygamous, and it's easier for a woman to accept monogamy. That's why she can ride with the rules of this society when it comes down to monogamy, because she's naturally monogamous. A woman only desires one man. She wants to have kids with one man. She wants to build a family with one man. A woman's natural nature is to be with one man. That's just it. Nowadays, you have all these women with male spirits on them, because the feminist movement and the way the societies have changed women, so women have more manly spirits on them nowadays. So you will see women out here messing with more than one man. But for the most part, a woman cannot be in love with more than one man. A man's nature is to spread his genes with the many women he desires. Like, a whole man's nature is to spread his genes and to spread his seed amongst as many women as he can handle, basically. Like, that's just in a man's nature. And we basically want to shun the man or look down upon the man for just living in his nature. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, women now have equal rights to a man. They fought so hard to be able to work, and now most of them say, man, I just want a man to take care of me so I don't have to work. That's the dream of every woman, to meet a man that she really loves, that has the means to take care of her, and she can just sit home and take care of the kids, because that's her natural role. That was the role of women for centuries upon centuries, since the beginning of time. And basically what threw that off is the whole feminist movement, the suffrage movement, and all that stuff. We had in the 1940s, a lot of men went off to World War II, so then you started finding a lot of women having to go off to work. And with them going off to work, a lot of them also start putting on pants while they were going off to work. Because women didn't even really start wearing pants until the 1960s. And that was when the feminist movement really took off. And that's where a lot of this stuff that we're dealing with today came from, the feminist movement. And women are trying so hard to be like men. And they don't understand that all their power comes from being everything a man isn't. Like, that's where your power is. That's where your purpose is. We call it discrimination or being sexist when a woman can't do what a man can do. But whole time a woman is here to do everything a man can't do. Like, how hard is that to understand? Like, you're here to bring that soft, tender love. You're here to balance things out, to breastfeed, to take care of the children in the home, clean up the home while the man is off working, to nurse and nurture, to bring passiveness when there's aggressiveness. Like, I'm not saying a man can't nurse or nurture, but we for dang sure can't do it like a woman. Nobody can do it like a woman. We can't breastfeed. We can't have a baby. So it's like a yin to yang. Like, it's a balance in all this. Like, we're not equal in function, but we're equal in value. We're equal in value, man and woman, but we're not equal in function. Like, a penis is external. A vagina is internal. The man freaks you. You don't freak the man. Like, the man gets pure pleasure out of it. Sometimes it's uncomfortable for a woman. Like, how is that equal? How is that fair, right? It's not equal. Once we're on the way to having a baby, you're pregnant. You have to carry a child for 9 months. You have to be extra careful. You're getting sick. You're throwing up every morning. I'm fine. I'm waking up. You're on the toilet puking your guts out. How is that equal? You carry a baby for 9 months, and in those 9 months, I can have 100 kids. Literally. While you're pregnant, I can go get 100 other women pregnant. I can have three babies born in the same week. Like, how is that equal? A woman can only have one baby at a time. There's no limit to how many babies I can have at a time. How is that equal? So we have to just understand here. And what's crazy is if you ask a woman if she woke up as a man tomorrow, would she be monogamous? When she's truly honest with you, just listen to what she says. Girls say all the time, they say, no, I wouldn't be monogamous, but I wouldn't lie about it. They say, I would just be straight up. I would just tell the girls. No, you wouldn't. Like, they always say, if you're a real man, you would just be honest with me. If you really love me or this or that, you just be honest with me. No, how? Like, if I really love you, I don't want to see you hurt. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to destroy you. Like, if you're happy, then shit, I want to let you keep being happy, you know? But yeah, girls say all the time, ask a woman, if you woke up tomorrow as a man, would you be monogamous? She would probably be worse than a man. Like, I hear girls say it all the time. Ooh, if I had a penis, I would be hitting everything. I would be smashing everything. Everything I can get my hands on. Like, I hear girls say it all the time. But look, cheating or infidelity really depends on if you follow society corrupted structure or not. Like, because society's structure is obviously corrupted. And we follow a lot of customs that are not inherent or natural to a lot of our original cultures. We follow a lot of Roman customs. Christmas just passed. A lot of people don't know Christmas is really Saturnalia. That is a Roman holiday. You can look it up. You can look up Saturnalia. You can type it in and it'll pop right up and show you it's the original Christmas. We follow all these Roman and Greek customs, and it is not our real customs. We're just following what we were born into, what society has thrown on top of our head. And women will probably be dealing with cheating as long as they follow these Roman ideas that have never worked. As long as you want to call a man having more than one woman cheating, you're going to deal with that. Like, I know some of the best looking men, some of the most loyal looking men, and I know some of the things they've done behind closed doors. Like, seriously, you're gonna deal with it as long as y'all don't want to switch it up and try something else. Let's take it back to the way things work, because if a man has if everybody had, not everybody, because just because it's not looked down upon doesn't mean every man needs to have more than one woman. If you're fine with one woman, then that's cool. It was like that. A lot of men had just one woman. Just because polygamy is okay doesn't mean everybody should have more than one woman. It's just, if that's your thing, then hey, you know, that's how it was. So, dang, what was I trying to get at? It's just like, man, if everybody had 2 or 3 women or whatever, there wouldn't be that much women to sleep around with. You couldn't just go and mess around with somebody else's wife, because you already got 2 or 3 of your own that you got to deal with. And anybody that's had 2 or 3 women at a time knows how much of that time, of your time, it takes. You're constantly always trying to keep somebody happy. Like, seriously, you don't have no time to go out and try to find no whore or nothing. And there probably won't be that many whores because everybody's too busy taking up. Everybody has a husband. So there's little room for a whore to be out here talking about all this single stuff, this and that, and just freaking on everybody. Because who you gonna find a freak when all these people got already more than one woman they already have to deal with? More than one woman they have to take care of. They ain't worried about you. Like, for real. Like, they gotta keep roofs over these heads, make sure everybody's fed. Like, they don't have no time to worry about you. There would be way less STDs out here because everybody wouldn't be sleeping with everybody. Like, if somebody got an STD, then you would know something is really wrong. And that's how a man or a woman would get caught in their adultery, because an STD would pop up. And if you have all these loyal women that aren't messing around, then you have a man that's out here messing with whores. You know, it would keep things in line. We would have the family structure back in order. There wouldn't be no divorce. Once you take this woman, you're with this woman for life. You have to take care of this woman. You owe her dad for even taking this woman. Like, you have to pay her dad just to even have this woman. Like, you would take your women more seriously. And it's like, we're going to be dealing with this until we change it up. We're going to keep following this structure. You're not going to be able to change a man's nature. Nature is nature. You cannot change nature. It's inherent. It's the soul. Like, you can't change it. And men will deal with being cheated on as long as they aren't alpha males. Like, because women will usually cheat on a beta male with the alpha male. When you're an alpha male, you don't really have to worry about getting cheated on because you're too busy being chased. She's too busy chasing you too much to cheat on you. Like, she's too busy trying to please you, too busy trying to make you her everything because you're an alpha. Like, when you're a beta male, she's still searching for an alpha. Like, so if you're being cheated on, you really need to look inside. Like, what are you doing wrong? Are you really just with a straight up whore? Or are you too soft? Are you too passive? Are you not doing the right things in bed? Like, are you not doing nothing with your life? Like, you should be on your purpose. You should be getting some money. You should be taking care of things. You should be on your purpose. If you was on your purpose, you ain't got no time to get cheated on. She's gonna admire you because you're doing something with yourself, you know. So if you're getting cheated on, you really need to look in the inside. I don't see it. Well, I do see it. I mean, I guess it can happen to anybody, but yeah, if you're getting cheated on, you really need to look in the inside about what you're really doing wrong, or are you with a straight up whore? Like, seriously, because alpha males don't get cheated on. Alpha males are usually the ones that the girls are cheating with, which that's not okay. I don't believe in that. Like I just said, I don't believe in laying with another man's woman. I believe in having your own, but I don't believe in laying with another man's woman. So, yeah, that's basically it. I might touch on this some more if I come up with more stuff that I think about, but Solar Hadouken commented on my thing, and he said he wanted to talk about infidelity. And this is basically me breaking down infidelity and why this whole cheating thing and one man to a woman is all bullshit anyways. Is never going to work. Just period. It's never going to work. We all know a man's desires are different from a woman's desire. Like I said, a woman desires to be with one man. She desires to have many kids with that one man, to love that one man and all her kids with that one man. Men usually desire more than one woman. Even if you have a woman you genuinely love, you're in love with this woman, you'll still see another girl and desire that woman. Like, it's just in a man's nature. We're conquerors. We take stuff down. Even if you look into nature, you see it. You see that the alpha male animal with all the females. He'll have multiple females. He'll be mating with multiple female animals. We even see that in nature. And like I said, you go anywhere, you go into any village, go into any jungle, and there's people living there or in the village, you'll see a lot of that multiple wife stuff going on. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you think about the facts, and if you really sit and do some intelligent thought, you might realize that if men were having multiple wives and being forced to be accountable for those multiple wives and take care of those multiple wives, then a lot of this infidelity, cheating, lying, dirty, nasty stuff wouldn't even be going on. Like, period. Just think about it. Especially when you got 2 kids by this woman, you got 2 kids with this woman and 1 kid with this woman. You have too much going on to be trying to deal outside of your household, outside of your family. And most of the time, you'll probably have these women living in different households, you know? So you're doing too much moving around. You have to take care of too much stuff. You don't have no time to be out here just trying to lay with anything. You'll be beyond that. You'll grow past that. You'll transcend that. You'll be on a new level. You'll have a different head. And you'll have like 3-4 different incomes too at the same time. 3-4 incomes are better than one. So imagine if you had 2-3 women and y'all could bring all y'all incomes together. Imagine the things you can do. Nobody will ever be behind on bills. Hey, if she's getting behind on bills, me and the other 2 wives support her. We will have the family taken care of. Like, just really think about this. And that's my video on cheating and infidelity. I think that was a good one to get into. And, you know, it's something I could talk about a lot. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope this woke some people up. I hope this gave you a different way of thinking about things. This don't mean you go out there and start trying to get multiple women. No, none of that. But just another way of thinking about things. Drop a comment. Let me know. Have you dealt with multiple women? Do you know anybody that's dealt with multiple women? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Do you see how many relationships are failing? Do you see how often cheating happens? Do you realize the real nature of a man? Like, comment, subscribe.